there is this very powerful article in Vancouver Sun talking about a $45 million Vancouver real estate feud that involves allegations of fraud, corruption, and money laundering stretching from China to Canada. In today's video, I'm going to tell you all about this story, and hopefully by the end of it, you'll have a better understanding of what's going on. The story involves Tony, or as he's known, Tong Zhang, and Hang Ying. So Tony Zhang is the person suing, Hang Ying is the person getting sued. In 2020, this lawsuit has started because according to Tony Zhang, about $45 million were allegedly misappropriated and used for personal gain of the defendant instead of investment purposes. According to this article, plaintiff in 2015 began transferring money in large sums from China to Canada for Mr. Yang to invest in numerous companies as well as buying residential and strata complexes around Metro Vancouver. According to the lawsuit, Mr. Ying developed a scheme to convert the plaintiff's funds in a whole or part for his own use. And the plaintiff has entrusted or transferred from China equivalent to about $45 million between 2015 and 2018. And for a while there, the defendant, Mr. Ying, hasn't really responded to the lawsuit until very recently. So there is the second part to the story, and now we know a little bit more information. First of all, an important note for the plaintiff, Mr. Tony Zhang. He actually passed away in 2022. However, the lawsuit continues on his behalf from his estate. So now the lawsuit also involves the defendant's wife and kids, because according to the state suing, wife and kids are also involved in the scheme, and some of the properties that have been purchased are also under their name. So in total, there are about 12 different properties in question. Some of them actually involve even properties around Oak Ridge area, some of the bungalows, I believe 4 of them, that have been purchased for the purpose of flipping them and selling them to a developer. And according to this article, there has been about $25 million made from this scheme. According to the court documents, the reason why the defendant, Mr. Yang, and his wife and kids were not really responding to this lawsuit for quite some time is because Mr. Yang, the defendant, the person that's getting sued, was in China on house arrest for the charges / investigation for money laundering. And in May 2024, allegedly, he was acquitted. The investigation has concluded, and now he's back in Canada, or he's believed to be back in Canada, and now he can cooperate with this lawsuit. Prior to that, because he was under the investigation, he couldn't. At least that's according to the defendant. But that's not even the crazy part of the story. The crazy part of the story is the fact that the defendant, Mr. Yang, claims that he actually has done a lot of business not with the plaintiff and his estate, but the father of the plaintiff, the father of the person that has passed away, the father of the person that has originally sued him. According to this article, Ying says that the deals were primarily made with Zhang's father, Chunchil Zhang. And moreover, the article goes on to say that the Zhang Sr., the father of the plaintiff, has been under investigation by Chinese government for corruption in public office and money laundering in China. And according to the judge in this case, Ying maintains that the investigation in China includes allegations that Mr. Chunchil Zhang was laundering the proceeds of his crimes into BC real estate. So the person that's actually getting sued now alleges that the person suing him, or at least the father of the person suing him, is the one who's involved in money laundering, even though he himself was investigated for money laundering in China and was placed under house arrest. And that's not even the end of the story. According to this article, Mr. Ying, the guy that's getting sued, says that he believes he was sued to keep quiet in that money laundering investigation in China. He says that because this father of the plaintiff was a public official, he is pretty scared of this investigation, and to keep quiet and keep him from cooperating in this money laundering scheme investigation, he has been sued here in Canada. This is just a crazy story that is now scheduled to go into BC Supreme Court in May 2025. The court is scheduled for about 45 days. So that's going to be a pretty big case. I'll try to cover it if there's anything interesting that comes out of this case. But unfortunately, cases like this are not rare. This one here, I just want to highlight because it has a lot of interesting twists and turns. But at the same time, there are plenty of similar cases. One party alleges that the other party was involved in money laundering or this or that. And that actually brings us to another point that I wanted to highlight about this article and about cases like this. It's kind of unfortunate that it's only sort of a civil claim between two different parties. It's not like CRA is doing any investigation, or at least as far as we know, there's no criminal or tax fraud investigation from Canadian side, right? These guys have been investigated in China for money laundering because China for the longest time has had a law where you can only transfer out of the country about $50,000 per year. So how the hell do you transfer out $45 million in about 3 to 4 years? That's pretty impossible. So because of that, of course, Chinese government is investigating these individuals, or at least allegedly investigating these individuals. But Canadian government, as far as we know, hasn't really done all that much to investigate them. And this article goes on to say that BC government needs to step up and do more to investigate money laundering, especially money laundering into real estate. And as a real estate agent here in Vancouver, BC for the last 11 years or so, I agree with this statement. I think we need a special task force investigating real estate transactions, especially suspicious real estate transactions, and bringing all these things to the light. When you have a problem, you have to shine a light on it. You have to put a spotlight on it and solve that problem. If you hide the problem, if you don't talk about it, well, who does that help? It just helps people who take advantage of the system, of the loopholes, of whatever. Now, we don't know if Canadian government is actually doing any investigating of these specific individuals or other individuals involved in other cases, because majority of the time these type of investigations take many years. But as you can tell, this lawsuit has been going on for about 5 years already, and the scheme began in 2015, so that's been going on for 10 years already. You would hope that by now there would be some sort of investigation in this case specifically, right? And also, the person that is involved, the person that was suing initially, the plaintiff, has since passed. That's how long these investigations take. So I'll try to keep you updated about any developments in this case or other cases like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more real estate news and updates about anything that's going on in Metro Vancouver. And I am a working realtor here in Metro Vancouver, so if you need any real estate advice, please feel free to contact me through the form below. You can schedule a consultation, or you can simply send me an email with your question. I always appreciate hearing from you. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye.